Good morning from Suffolk, Virginia. It's a beautiful day. Actually, it's about maybe 69, 70 degrees this morning. Sorry guys, I haven't made any new content for a while. As you can see, the kid is not here. He's still getting painted. There were a lot of issues with the body, and actually somebody hit it as they were bringing the car out, and they have to get resanded, reworked, and repainted. So it's been a couple of months. I'm a little frustrated as well. So I'm making a new video about my 2018 Dodge Challenger. I used to have a Challenger before, so I was gonna daily drive. Hold on, let me see if I can. I was daily drive the Trans Am, but that car only has 75,000 miles. It's on the covers right now. I washed it, I waxed it, and I put it on the covers. So that's that car really didn't want to get that many miles in it, since it was 75,000 miles. It is in great shape. It was I just want to enjoy it, whenever. So my wife wouldn't let me get a daily driver. She says, well, you get a Honda Civic or something like that. I mean, nothing against Honda Civics. It's just that I always like a muscle car. So the Challenger RT, although I'm always used to Mustangs, I drove Mustangs for a long time. I drove Trans Ams for a long time. The Challenger RT it's nice. It has a little bit of power, which is great. You can do some modifications, which it will keep me a little bit busy. And also it is very comfortable. And I got this at a really good price. They were actually it's a 2018 used car with 41,000 miles. And the Honda dealer took it in as a trade-in. We were getting a car for my wife, since her car got totaled. Not by me or her, it was one of her kids. And we saw this, and they were about to take it to a wholesale, so I got it for a wholesale price because they couldn't sell it within the 2-3 months. So I wanted to show you my ride. It is actually pitch black, and I think they call it the top black cover. So a couple of things that I did already. So you can't leave a car alone. I put the 345 badge in there because it's just it's an RT. I never was a big fan of the caliber covers. I usually painted all the caliber covers in all my cars. Even the Mac 1 in there has caliber covers painted, no caliber covers, the caliper painted grabber blue. There's my dog Lobo, long haired German Shepherd. Good boy, that's a good boy. Back to the car. So a couple of things I did. I tinted the windows. In Virginia it's 50% on the front and 35% on the back. So since I work at the naval base, after I retire, I rather keep it legal, just to since it's a daily driver and it's not a car show, it's just something to have fun with. Here's the rear. I don't know, I might want to change I like the TA rims, or the Hellcat rims, but everybody uses those rims, so I haven't seen these ones in a lot of cars. I also put a red pin striping on the bottom where the ground effect, I think you can call it a ground effect, but where that meets the car. So that's all over the car, on the front too, on the bottom as well. There's a 345 Hemi, the caliper covers. What else did we do? Let me see. We tinted the windows. We tinted the back windows. In the inside, I haven't done much. So all I did was the steering wheel. We put some. It was actually not that bad. I think I found that either on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, and it was I want to say like maybe $14. It's a 6-speed manual, which I love because they come with a 390 posi rears. And it's fully loaded with leather. I didn't want what's it called, sunroof. I had a 2016 with sunroof in it, and I wasn't too
too happy with it. Actually, let me show you what I did in the engine bay. Okay. Oh, I also put it, did the iBack Pro coil springs. That's a good thing about being retired of the military, that you can use the hobby shop, you know, with a lift. I think it's like for $10 an hour in the one in Norfolk. So I actually used that lift and their tools and everything to drop the car. I think it dropped it like about 1.4 on the front and 1.7 on the rear, and it is actually a very comfortable ride. It's not rough. It feels a lot tighter. My wife used to get mad because every car that I get, the first thing I do is the suspension, because they feel too floaty, and she wasn't too keen on the Mustang because the Mustang was really harsh. But you know, that was my car and I used to daily drive every day. So when I fix these cars up, I do a lot of little things here. I take it to work, and you know, some of the guys sees it and they offer me good money for it, right? So I recoup the money that I put into the car. They know that I do all the work myself, and they're enthusiasts as well, and they, you know, offer me decent money, so I sold the car. So in order for me to get this Challenger, she told me, no more cars for you. Either you sell a car and then you can buy a car. You can daily drive your daughter's car. So my daughter went to college, and as a freshman, she's not allowed to have a car. It was actually my car that I gave to her while she was as a high school senior. So she can drive it. I sold it, so I don't have to pay insurance on that car. And that's the reason why we have the Challenger here. So one of the things that I did on the engine, it's first thing is an oil catch can, which I changed the oil, first oil change, and already has a little bit of oil in there. Second thing, I love to use what is called from Royal Purple, is Purple Ice, and that actually works. I used to use that a long time ago on my first Trans Am that I had back in 2007. We used to have actually lowers down like about 10 degrees. It claims like 17 or 12 degrees, but according to the computer, it says it was only 10 degrees cooler for the antifreeze temperature. So that's the first thing I did. Also, this is the first thing I did. I got that one, and I wish I would have wrote down the links. Hopefully I can find it and I put on the links for this video. This one I got from Amazon. It was really cheap. It wasn't, I think I paid like maybe $60 for that. For the Royal Purple is about $12. I can only find the Royal Purple ice in O'Reilly's. By the way, I'm not being paid by O'Reilly's or anybody. I'm just telling you where I got it. I also got this from Steve White Motors, which I put that on all my Challengers. I hated the big cover that it has. I don't know why they could have, you know, go cheaper and Dodge should have put one of these, and instead of saying powered by SRT, they should have put powered by Mopar or powered by Hemi or just 345. You know, these were a decent price. I really didn't want to pay $350 for something that just says powered by 345 or 345 Hemi, just for a little sticker on top. I'm not knocking it. I'm just telling you, I don't have that much money to spend $350 or for valve covers or fuel covers, whatever you guys call it. So the other map that I did is also put a friend of mine that had a charger from my Mopar club gave me this intake for his from his charger, and he had actually I only needed the elbow for my last Challenger, right? This is like about 3 years ago. So but and he gave me the entire box, and I actually got his filter was a AFE, like a K&N filter, you know, a performance filter. I also did the Hellcat bottom airbox with a tooth, and what I find out is it was kind of short, right? Because it had the tube that goes into the, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it goes into the box, right? So it was a little short. This hose right here, or this thing that connects the tube, the headlight to the actual tube that goes into the airbox, is the stock. That is the stock hose that goes from the intake throttle body, from the throttle body on the Trans Am on the W6 to the lid, to the, oh my god, I can't even talk, I'm sorry guys, to the give me 1 second, my apologies. Well, we'll fix that later. So to the actual, from the air cover lid to the throttle body, right, on the Trans Am. And since I had a SLP lid, it was a little bigger, and it came with an actual rubber massive hose, and that wouldn't fit it. So that's what I used for this car, and it worked out perfectly. It's perfect size. It, you know, it goes from, I think, 4 inches to 3.5, and it was perfectly curved. So I lucked out. That was actually work for that. So as a matter of fact, that's all I did with the engine bay and the filter and that. I didn't want to have one hole in there and the other one covered. So what I did is I put another hose that you see in AutoZone, and is down there, right here. So I can extend it as much as possible, but I didn't want the water to go into the alternator down there. So it just blows cold air, like, you know, a little bit, just to cool the engine bay, and make sure that there is enough room to drip the water down before it reaches the alternator. After I wash it, after it's raining, I like to check to see if there is any water there. So it's perfectly, I didn't see any drops or any evidence that there is water actually reaching the alternator. So far so good. This is a nice little comfortable car. I like it. I like it a lot. But I tell you, the things that I'm not gonna put videos of how to do this stuff, because I'm pretty sure there's like a million of them, and I just wanted to show you what I did. Again, people tell me which is the fastest car, the most fun car to drive. Believe it or not, is the Night Rider, the Trans Am. That is what's the most fun. That's the car I miss the most, because it's fun. Everybody just want to look at the car, all the electronics and all that. The Challenger is the daily driver. I love it. It's comfortable. It's great. That's what I take for my Mustang car club in Virginia, right? And I love that car. This is a very scary car to drive. And the reason why I say this is a very scary car to drive is because when I bought it, it had no power steering, no power brakes, it was front brakes on the front. It's all original, right? I drive it hard. I ain't not gonna lie, so I take it every weekend when it's nice and I drive it. Let me show you the engine on this one too as well. There we go. So on this Mustang, what I did is that was all rusted. I painted it. I didn't find the correct paint, so that is no grabber blue. That's just a paint. Which I wish I would have kept the can so I can pick it up again. And that was so rusted. That was rusted as well. This little switch box. And I tried to keep it as basic as possible. I got a bigger radiator, a 3-core, because the little tiny 1-core radiator was. The car was, I wouldn't say overheating, but I had to shut it off in traffic when I got it stuck on the tunnel. So, but this is excellent. It keeps it you know, cool. I put also a reservoir can, which my buddy who has a 65 fastback, he hates it because he says, "Hey man, that doesn't look right there," which he's probably right. But you know, it's the car is not going to be a a prize winner is something that I love, because my dad used to have a 1970 fastback and a white one, and I loved it. That was an awesome car. This one, like I tell you, I also put that filter there, which is a K&N. It has electronic ignition, Mallory electronic ignition. So it's a little easier. You got some nice cables again. What else did I put? Oh, there you go. The brake booster. So I put power brakes because he was scared to stop. This car is unbelievably fast, right? So originally, when I bought the car, the original order had a 392 or 393 gears in the back. I don't remember. And this thing was doing like 4,500 RPMs, just doing it 70 miles an hour, right? Coming from Richmond Mechanicsville, which is 70 miles an hour. So it was atrocious. It was great because you can burn the tires anywhere, anytime, in any gear. But it wasn't that enjoyable. So I did some research to see what this VIN number, everything is original in the car except for the gears. The gears wasn't original. So I checked the VIN number, and this car actually came with 325 gears, which is what I bought. And all my friends were telling me, oh, why don't you just put a 6-speed transmission or a 5-speed or something that goes after the transmission that will give you an overdrive. And I go, well, this is not my drive long, on long cruises or anything. This is to have fun here and enjoy the car. Let me drop that down. It's also connected to a battery tender. Right, there it is. So it's also connected to a battery tender, but I love this car. Sorry, my garage is such a mess. But this is an awesome car to drive. It's fun. And the interior is not that bad. I hope you guys can see the interior. So there you go. It's a 4-speed top loader as well. Good boy. What are you doing? Such a good boy. Hey, look at me. No barking. Be quiet. So there's another dog walking, so that's why he's on alert. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Anyway, so that's a little video on my daily driver, and I will make more videos depending on what I do to this car. It's not gonna be much. I used to have a 2010 Challenger RT, and I put headers on that car. I did all this stuff. I love that RT Classic. It was red. I messed up the hood because I live right behind the golf course, so the wind just got that hood and opened it up, and it smashed one of the corners, and it bent pretty bad, and nobody could have fixed it, so I had to buy one from Serbians. But then again, somebody saw the car while I was driving, offered me some good money, I sold it, and that's how I was able to buy and sell cars, make a little money here, save it, buy the next car that I wanted, fix it, and somebody will approach me and they say, well, hey, I will offer you blah, 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 blah. I do the math and I go, okay, it'll be cheaper to get this other car. Anywho, so a couple of my friends will say, since I know you have like about 50 cars, which is not true. I doubt it was 50, but I like, messing with cars, especially now that I retire out of the military. It's a hobby that I enjoy a lot. 2 cars that I will never sell, right? 2 cars that I will never sell will be that one, because that reminds me of my dad a lot, and I had such a great times in my dad's car with my dad. It was awesome. I had a good childhood because of him. I like cars because of him. And it was an awesome experience, being with him and actually driving this car to the car shows and how people like it and love it, and they enjoy the Mac 1. It's a nice Mac 1. The other car I will never sell will be the Night Rider car, the KITT. Unless for some reason it gets total damage, destroyed, what I will do is I will take all the electronics, everything out, and start again, because the Night Rider KITT was also one of my dream cars that I promised myself that I will build someday. I wish I didn't have to sell the Trans Am, but I tell you, it's with the suspension work that he has and the it's actually the suspension work. I wish it had the regular springs. Also, if it didn't have so many, if it wasn't such a low mile, it's a 99 WS6 with 75,000 miles. I got it at 71, right? I already put like 4,000 miles in it. So if you, I wish I would have drive it every day, but because on my drive to Norfolk where I work, it's the roads here in Virginia, they're not the greatest. There's a lot of bumps, a lot of what do you call those, speed bumps too when you go into an area, and it's not like I'm going fast, but this car is very low. And when I tell you it's very low, it's very low. Now this one, it seems low, but it's not really that low. It actually, it is, to me, it's perfect. I think it's perfect. Sorry about that. This one actually has a nice size. I would say it's an inch of space, maybe 2 from the wheel. But I think it's perfect. It's not too high, it's not too low. It gives it a nice menacing look. There's the back. Oh, I also put a little RT on the which is one that I have left from my last Challenger. I also cut the resonators. So let me actually do a cold start for you. Let me see if I put this on here. There you go. I'm gonna start it for you. Right now because one is 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and my neighbor's already not too happy with me because when I go to the car shows with the Mustang, that Mustang is loud. Remember, that Mustang didn't come with catalytic converters back in '70, so that Mustang is loud. Also, I can't rev it because it's cold. You know, I hope everybody knows that you can't rev a cold car. You know, you gotta let it warm up so you don't damage the internals. But I shouldn't say that. Everybody should know that. So maybe when the car is warm up, you can rev it a little bit. I'll do that probably another time so you guys can see it. Let me know what else should I do to the Challenger. Like my wife said, I needed to set up another car because I'm not driving this Trans Am right here, the WS6. The trick is to have it on Craigslist, Facebook, all that stuff, asking for what it's going for. And if I don't sell it, oh well, I'll keep driving it. I enjoy it. I enjoy driving this car. Believe it or not, that Trans Am, it's way faster than the Challenger, right? But then again, it's because of how much lighter the Trans Am is. I mean, everybody knows that. I don't think I have to say it. Yeah, I like it. I think I also have a couple of videos of my blue 2020 GT that I used to have and I sold. All right, guys, have a great day. keep modding. Tell me what you got, ask me questions, and I'll try to get back at you as soon as I can. And as soon as we get KITT is gonna be in right here in place of my wife's Del Sol. That's her play car. All right, you guys have a great day. Talk to you soon.